Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Readers. This video focuses on the richest man in the history of mankind. According to Forbes billionaires list of 2020, with an estimated fortune of $196 billion, Jeff Bezos stands out to be the wealthiest man in modern history. Yes, I repeat, he is the wealthiest man in modern history. But by no means he is the richest of all time. So, the tag of wealthiest man in the history belongs to Mansa Musa, a 14th century West African emperor, who was popularly addressed as the Golden King. As specified by a popular US website, it has been estimated that Mansa Musa held a wealth of whopping $400 billion. He was the wealthiest individual of the Middle Ages. Mansa Musa was born in 1280 AD. His brother, Mansa Abu Bakr II, ruled the kingdom Mali until 1312. When he relinquished to go on an expedition, Abu Bakr II appointed Mansa Musa as his deputy, which was a general practice, as the king goes on a pilgrimage or to explore other endeavors. He would assign a deputy to rule his kingdom. According to historians, Abu Bakr II was fanatical with Atlantic Ocean, and was curious to know what lay beyond it. He reportedly boarded on a voyage with a fleet of 1,500 plus ships with thousands of men, women and slaves. They sailed off, and never returned. Mansa Musa, being the 10th sultan of Mali Empire, ruled the kingdom and expanded significantly. He invaded, occupied almost 24 cities including Timbuktu. The stretch of the expanded kingdom included Senegal, Burkina Faso, Niger, Gambia, Ivory Coast, Guinea-Bissau and so on. The large mass of land ruled by Musa had a great resource, but the predominates were gold. The historians claim that during the rule of Musa, the Empire of Mali held almost half the pre-modern world's gold. As the Kingdom of Mali had enormous gold, it was unaware to the outer world until Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca. Mansa Musa, a devout Muslim, decided to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, and this made him and his kingdom Mali well known across northern Africa and Middle East. King Musa made his pilgrimage between 1324 and 1325. As his procession reportedly left Mali with 60,000 men. All the men were dressed up with brocade and Persian silk, including 12,000 slaves, who each carried 4 pounds of gold bars. Musa provided all amenities for the procession, feeding the entire company of men and animals. Those animals included 80 camels, which each carried 100 to 300 pounds of gold dust. It was a sight to behold. On his way to Mecca, Musa distributed the gold to the poor and needy peoples whom he met along his route. Musa's expedition was reported by several eyewitnesses along his route, who were in an admiration of his prosperity and all-embracing procession. Being an extreme philanthropist, Musa's generous donation created an immense gold recession for a decade, wrecking the economy particularly in the cities of Cairo, Medina, and Mecca. The sudden influx of gold undervalued the metal significantly, and led the inflation of other needy goods. Musa was even affected by this inflation, as on his way back from Mecca, he borrowed all of the gold he could carry from moneylenders in Cairo, at high interest, as he had run out of gold. This is the only time chronicled in history that a single man directly controlled the value of gold in the Mediterranean. Few historians claim that the creation of a recession of that scale could have been purposeful. After all, Cairo had the leading gold market at the time. In order to relocate these markets to Timbuktu or Gao, Musa would have to first affect Cairo's gold economy. Musa made a most important point of displaying his nation's wealth. There is no doubt that Mansa Musa spent, or wasted, a lot of gold during his pilgrimage. It was his generosity that caught the eyes of the world, which credited Mansa Musa and Mali Empire on the Catalan Atlas map of 1375, which had an illustration of an African king sitting on a golden throne, holding a gold coin, as the King Musa moved through the cities of Timbuktu and Gao. On his way to Mecca, he made him a part of his empire. When Musa returned from his pilgrimage around 1325, he brought architects from Andalusia, a province in Spain, and Cairo, to build his grand palace in Timbuktu, and the great Jingoba mosque that still stands today. Timbuktu soon became a center of trade, culture, and Islam. Markets brought in traders from different parts of Egypt and other African kingdoms. Islam spread through the markets and universities. Reports of the city of riches in the Malian Empire has spread through the Mediterranean to southern Europe. The University of Sankore in Timbuktu was rejuvenated under Musa's supremacy with jurists, astronomers and mathematicians. The university became a center of learning and culture, drawing Muslim scholars from around Africa and the Middle East to Timbuktu. Also being a devout Muslim, Musa built a number of mosques throughout his empire. At the end of Mansa Musa's rule, the University of Sankore had become a fully staffed academy, with the largest collection of books in African library. Musa almost ruled Mali for 25 years, and after his death in 1337, the Mali Empire was inherited by his sons. But they failed to hold the empire together, which led to the bifurcation of the empire into smaller states, which ultimately led to the decline of the empire. The later advent of Europeans in the Mali region was the concluding nail in the empire's coffin. Mansa Musa's legacy has persisted for generations. People till day remember Musa for his wealth, generosity, mosque, and library, which stands as evidence representing the golden age of Mali's empire. Hope you enjoyed this information. Thanks for watching. Cheers.